Hey everyone, owner of Hamster's PC Repair, Curtis Herbold here. Or you can just call me Hamster because it is a nickname. Anyways, if you're seeing this video, it's because you have seen that I have said stuff about privacy, and we all know privacy is a big thing. I myself am a big privacy person. For example, to give you an example that's happened to me recently, there was a girl at my previous church that her friends and everyone accused me of data mining her shit and literally getting her number or whatever else. And no matter how much I said the truth and said that I did not, nobody would believe me because you know what? Everyone there had jobs. Everyone there had a life. What did I do? I stayed at home. I have no job. I have no car. However, with the computer business, I am actually starting to make it. Have one piece of puzzle as of today. We're literally May 18th, 2024. And believe it or not, I am one step away. I just got to work out my operating agreement, and then I can open. I have the certificate. I have the business license. I have everything approved and ready to go, except for the operating agreement. So I'll be open by May 30th. I may even so keep that going. With that being said, though, let's get started. So with that story that I told you about me and that girl, I really wanted to understand how data miners work. I mean, I didn't data mine then. I still don't data mine now. But I wanted to understand how they worked, and I wanted to understand how my number or even this girl's number could get on public background check websites like U.S. Censor website or even People website. Or there are so many websites that people use, particularly businesses that spend money to be able to have a subscription to run a background check on you to be able to find out whether or not you are actually okay for the job, as well as some other things about you as well. And that's the problem here. Okay, a lot of people don't realize, including this girl, including my family, and everyone she knows, everyone I know at that previous church, they just don't understand. I mean, I had one friend. He's the lead head at the tech department at that church. He understands it, but I don't think he actually knows the fine, intricate details of it. And so, with that being said, though, that's where I came in. For days, for months, I've been trying to figure out a way to find out this information, find out exactly how it's done. If you saw one of my previous videos, you saw that I used a software called NetLimiter. Well, we're about to expand on that. As the name of this YouTube video says, privacy to the extreme, 9,000% plus. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty intricate and not for this video. The actual details are going to be in the next video that I'm going to make, but I'm warning you now, it's going to be a very, very extremely detailed process. In fact, it's probably going to be so long that you're going to have to, if you do want to watch it, you're going to have to actually pause it and take time and effort and thought about it. What I'm going to expose here today is some basic truths to help and show you out that I'm not making this up, and it will validify what I'm saying or verify. Oh, I don't even know. I'm tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. Bloody upstairs neighbor decided to be noisy and wake me up 3 times in the middle of the night, so I'm a little flustered today. Anyways, with that being said, though, let's begin. I'm going to show you the basics of how internet speeds can increase with this. I'm also going to be showing you the already finished product of what I've done so far. In fact, this is a very time-consuming process that even on your end, you're going to have to take time to do this. I'm going to see if I can export a file and have a pre-exported file for you. But I'm just one guy. What I have doesn't necessarily mean somebody else has. I play different games than other people. I use different software than other people. So it's up to you. When you look at the expanded video on how I've done this, how I've protected myself from data brokers, and I am literally fighting the data brokers. It is just crazy. And I just want you to point out that yes, a lot of the data broker system is automated. And you wouldn't believe how many IPs that these big tech companies have reserved for this process. Like just today alone, like I've been up since about what was it? I think 7:30 this morning. Okay, and it is currently 12 o'clock. 7:30 to 12 o'clock, I have been in this chair. I've been working on fighting these data brokers. I have found a process that not only speeds up my internet, even though I already have a 1 gig internet, even though it's cable internet, I have sped it up so it's almost instantaneous load for the game I call Greedpolis. Very old game, very online game. It was before smartphones, so it's going to look quite a bit similar as smartphone games, but this game was literally made before smartphones. And I'm using it as an example because I use approved Greedpolis scripts that are actually approved for the game and nothing else. And the reason why I use the scripts is to, help manage some more intricate processes, which is cool and all as well. But using those scripts slowed down my game's load. Well, in this process, I found out that with everything I did, I made Greedpolis almost instantaneous load each and every time. It was absolutely amazing. So, but that doesn't help your computer. So whatever you do, when you watch the next video, the actual more intricate processes of the actual how I did so, just keep in mind, this is to speed up your internet, not to fix your computer. Fixing your computer is a whole different process. This is all involving network, making sure your data is protected from the internet data brokers that are mining your data secretly on your computer without your knowledge. And you're probably thinking, oh, that's not true. Well, I'm going to prove it to you if you'll stick around. With this video, we're going to be about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit sooner, because now we're off to prove it. And I'm doing this because for those of you that want to stick around to actually look at the actual longer extended video that will be in the description here. We will have a fully manual system where you at home can actually do so. Now, a lot of us know that Google mines our data. We also know Microsoft does that. What if I told you they're not the only ones? I mean, think about it. We have, in today's time, compared to Microsoft or Google, we have Amazon. There's even processes that Amazon IPs and ports that Amazon uses to do the same thing Google and Microsoft is doing, to spy on your stuff, to mine your data secretly without your knowledge. This whole data broker system is 350 plus data brokers, I think, last time I checked. And that's not just in the US, that is around the world. Think about how much data one data broker alone has on me, or even you watching this video. And imagine that your information, your internet, your phone number, your address, if you have a business, all your business information, etc., etc., by that one data broker. Times that by 350. Think about it. That means your information could be in the hands of Russia, could be in the hands of China, could be in the hands of France, Britain, Germany, because there are data brokers all across the planet getting this information from your computer without your knowledge, without you knowing about it. With every piece of software you use, with every piece of game you use, even downright to the just standard usage of Windows. If you played no games, did nothing else but use it for Office, even that would have hidden IPs in the background. Now, I've done this and I have everything preset up, but right now, as it stands, I have completely nuked all my changes. I'm using standard Windows firewall, and my internet is back to basics before I actually used software to help increase it. So, but I'm just going to show you the processes here. And then down in this, like I said, down in the description is going to be the extended version. And it's going to be hella long, people. There's a lot of information here. And it's amazing. It is absolutely, and just if you live in the U.S. alone, and a lot of these data brokers are in California, New York, Indiana, Minnesota, Florida, Georgia. I mean, you wouldn't even believe how many IPs in the USA alone. I even had stuff from Kansas City, and I live in Columbia, Missouri. Okay, but I even had IP stuff in Kansas City coming to my computer. I didn't ask for those IPs to do so, and honestly, we're trained to believe that it's all necessary. We're trained to believe that it is required to work. It is required to make things work. But what if I told you it didn't? Would you believe me without proof? What if I told you that that girl who, and all her friends, all her family, even my family, who accused me of mining her data, I actually was not the one that did it? That I didn't go out and find her number because, one, I don't have the money, nor do I have the time and want to. I'm finding I got 99 problems, but purposely being one is not one. You know, she made her stance. She didn't care to be my friend. She has not made an effort to be my friend. So why the fuck do I care? You know? I mean, yeah, she would make a great friend, but she clearly doesn't want to be because she's going to accuse me, as well as her friends and family, of mining her data, to being obsessive about it. It's like, no matter what I said, it just was bad. But I'm going to a new church now. I got a new church. I got a new system. I am part of a disability group. Everything's a whole hell lot better than they were, and I'm a lot happier than I was, honestly. And compared to the 2.5 years I was at that previous church, I've only been at this church about 8 weeks now, starting tomorrow, and because tomorrow's Sunday, and I have increased my female friendships by 700%. In 2.5 years at the previous church, I had a 0% increase of female friends. Where I was gaining female friends back where I came from in West Plains, Missouri, dropped to 0% in 2.5 years. And in the last 8 weeks, I'm back up to 700% increase in female friends, not just male friends. So, with that being said, though, here we go. I said it was going to be 15, going to be closer to 20 now. With that being said, let me prove it to you in this short version of the actual privacy to the extreme. I'm sorry for the long, drawn-out intro. Just kind of giving you my experiences of why I did this thing. Why I'm going to be doing the extended version and sending the extended version in the description below for those that actually want to watch it. But just keep in mind, and I'll even make it a note on the description, it is a very extremely long video. Because I'm not just using one software, I'm using 3 different types of software, one of them with a subscription. And I'm doing this to go to great lengths to protect my data. I don't want to be accused of being a data miner again. And I felt like, you know, if I'm gonna be accused of having all the time in the world because I have no job and no car, and be accused of being obsessive when I'm not, accused of, you know, mining her data when I wasn't, then, you know, I felt like she needed to be protected. But not only her, I felt like everyone needed to be protected. And that is the reason why I have spent the last several weeks coming up with multiple different solutions, but none of them really panned out except this one. This is a very intricate process. With that being said, sorry for the 16-minute monologue intro. We'll get started with the short preview. And then I'm going to stop once this video finishes, I'm going to go make the extended version, and then I'm going to upload both at the exact same time. The extended version probably will not be available immediately, so what I'll probably do is upload the extended first, wait till it finishes, but put it on literally, I don't know how I'm going to do that just yet, but, you know, I'll figure something out. Anyways, with that being said, though, let's go ahead and show this short preview. All right, so as you can see here, we have a thing called Simple Wall. It can be a replacement for your Windows firewall if you want it. Ignore these purple connections and stuff and everything because technically it's just not currently running. There's not the filters on it is currently not enabled, and we're currently not using anything to have these filters activated. This is just what is logging. Now, this is my own personal stuff, but trust me, the way I have it set up, I'm not afraid to show my personal stuff for the simple fact that I have went to great lengths to have my system majorly protected. With that being said, though, yes, this is what we need to work on the most, the remote address part. Now, the remote addresses are from the actual computer. A lot of these are currently outbound stuff. Even Streamlabs OBS, because that's a recording software I use, it provided a lot of connections at the start. And as you can see here, there's a lot of stuff. And as you can see, I don't have very much running. I have my software and Windows updater thing, the systems, Streamlabs, Steam, Opera, my video card driver stuff, even GTA 5. And the reason why I have GTA 5 open is because, well, I'm going to show you when it's all said and done that if you're a gamer, you can still play your games, you know? But we'll get into the details of how all that works in the next video. But, you know, Discord, and then all the services as well. So, default Windows, if you don't do much with your firewall, you probably just have default Windows. Well, in here, I have some things called block, connections that I've spent literally the last, 6, 7, let's see, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. So 4.5 hours roughly to get this all integrated and all set up. So with that being said, I've re-enabled these blockers, but the filters are not activated. So we're going to enable the filters. I'm going to disable Windows Firewall and make them permanent rules. Now we're going to bring up my other softwares. Port Master. This is a free software. It also has a subscription if you want. I'm probably going to get the subscription to monitor stuff. I'll explain my settings I have for this in the next video to make it all work. But this is actually a really nice thing to see what all your connections are inside of the game, where they're coming from. See how many connections there are, 30% blocked, just all that stuff. The settings on how I have this set up will be in that video, next video. The other one, my subscription that I have currently, is NetLimiter. I've already shared that particular software with you guys in a previous video. Well, I have went out of my way and completely wiped. I repeat, I completely wiped my rule list. I went to basic, network card stuff. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted to see if port limiter as well as simple wall could pick up the connections, but also at the same time use NetLimiter to increase the speed of my internet. Because there is some settings, if you go to priorities, there is this thing where you can actually set priorities. You can also set your reaction speed and also have adaptive bandwidth allocation. So it's really, really nice to have this as NetLimiter. So I wanted to make sure I could utilize my full speed of my internet as much as possible while still blocking everything that I want for the data miners. Now, with all this activated, we go back here and you can see that things are now a lot cleaner. There's a lot less here than there was, but there's also some stuff that was here. But as you can see, it's a lot cleaner, and that's because of how I got the rules set up. If we block all these or uncheck all these that I made, give it a minute, we'll refresh once, and now refresh stuff. As you can see, some stuff has already popped back up. Things are actually things. See, reaction of my internet is starting to get slower because things are just popping in and working on it. Now, we're going to quickly shut down Port Master and NetLimiter, and we're going to go over here and literally show you default. This is Gripolis. But a lot of you probably noticed what this is. It's kind of like today's mobile war games. But again, this was back in the day before smartphones existed. This was where those smartphone war games like Stronghold or State of Survival or anything like those today's smart war games. This is where it originated because this was before smartphones. This was before tablets. This is what you played besides those, because those didn't have a platform to be made at the time. This was the original war game. Now, I'm not going to lie, it is a little bit slower, and it is, in fact, definitely got more limits. Like, for instance, every building requires population, and as well as building an army. But you only have a certain amount of population that you can get. Well, I've played State of Survival. State of Survival, unlimited population. It doesn't matter what you do, you have unlimited population. You can go nuts. In this game, it's very limited. In literally the research is limited. Whereas State of Survival, you could research anything and everything. But that's State of Survival, as well as these other games of today. This game, you had to very, very particular choose your research, because there was no way you could research all the research. You still can't, even in today's time. So that is where this game comes play. So it's a very older game. It's very much a game I love. I got a friend lately that actually I play with. So, it is what it is. As you can see, I have Taper Monkey, and I have some scripts that are approved for the game to use. And I use them for more intricate play. Now, with reloading, as you can see, it was fast because of 1 gig internet. But for me, having 1 gig internet, that was hella slow. It really was. So, we're going to relaunch everything. And it does take a minute for the actual settings to take place once everything is running. Oh, we're going to be glitchy, huh? Yeah, Portmaster is a little glitchy. I got to figure out a few things with Portmaster, why it glitches like that. All right. Just force kill the task and start it back. Boom. And then line that down, and we'll get net limiter. We'll have that. Now, I do want you to know that even though I have pretty much everything all disabled compared to what I normally used to have, because as you can see, I still have all the original filters. I could set all of this back up pretty dang easily. It's honestly not that hard to set back up. The only reason why I'm not yet, and I kind of left these alone here, is because I'm just doing this for testing purposes. Probably going to re-enable all of that and redo all of that just because. Also, I like this page because if you've ever had any networks, you can have your settings set like I do. I literally have the software to literally set to use my entire 1 gigs based on my network card, since I actually can support 1 gig with my motherboard. Make it critical, deny all in, and out. Now, that's just what I've left. Now, we'll give it a few more seconds because with 3 softwares working intricately together, it does take a moment for all the softwares to work together and change the settings. So we're going to wait about we'll wait 30 more seconds, and then we will refresh the Gray Polis. I should have put on Jeopardy music, just saying. All right. Now, we'll reload. First reload is just a preload into getting the new settings. And then we have to wait another 10 to 20 seconds once it all finishes. Because now what you're doing is, since you've got all that set up, like I do, you got to actually refresh the page to get the new settings taken effect. In fact, if you go back to your simple wall, you can see that, a lot more connections are blocked on my end because I've literally spent hours doing this. As you can see, I still have remote addresses that I still have to add to my list of filters, and I will be doing that. And see, there's another one, Streamlabs OBS from Amazon. Just saying, CloudFront, Amazon, CloudFront. We have whatever this is. Very, very suspicious looking stuff. And just so I can give it plenty of more time, we'll go here and we'll go to my processes here. For Grand Theft Auto alone, as you can see, there is something going outbound to New York City. Another one, outbound, New York City, Google Drive. We have Mountain View, California. Let's go to our Opera browser because that's going to have a lot of connections. We have Kansas City, Missouri with CloudFront Reverse DNS. Mountain View, California, Mountain View, California, Mountain View, San Francisco, Mountain View, San Francisco, Frisco, Clarksville, Tennessee. That's a new one. Ashburn, Virginia, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Atlanta, Georgia. You see, these are all data being mined off your computer without your knowledge, being sent to these different places in our own country. And just this alone, for my Opera browser alone, to data brokers all across our country. That is how serious this is, guys. I mean, that's not... And see, there's one with Netherlands. There's another Netherlands. Netherlands. Amsterdam. You see? Even your data is even being sent to places overseas without your knowledge. Just with whatever software you use, or whatever website you visit, or whatever game you play. This is all intricate and data mined off your computer with anything you do with your device. Even your phone, even your tablet has this going on. Now, I can't very well protect your phone and your tablet, but I can protect your devices. Your main computer, your laptop, whatever you use to do gaming or work on. So as you can see, after a while, things kind of auto-corrected itself. More things are here. So now we should be able to go back and just refresh. Boom! Instantaneous reload to the max, pretty much. I mean, that is how fast it just increased. I mean, I had 1 gig already, and it was fast, as you saw. But I increased it by... Before it was like 5 seconds. Now I'm down to 2 seconds. That is how good this is. That is the wondrous of what I do. And that's just the data mining broker blockage. Now, my scripts are a little broken, as I can see. But it is what it is. Now, the whole purpose of this is because I found this video recently. It was done about 8 months ago by the PC Security Channel. And so they taught a lot of people, 573K view people has actually seen the video. Now, this works all well and good, but it's a very... You gotta find it to be able to add it to the hosts, which, is good. And this is the quick, easy method. But if you don't want... things to go out permanently, because even if you don't catch them and put them in the host like this, your data is still being sent to other places around the globe under many different things. What he provides here does in fact work, and it does loop back into your system, and it does not shoot anything out. However, that's not everything. That's not your games. That's not Streamlabs. That is just... What he shows is just Microsoft. So in order for you to actually do what he's doing on a massive scale that I am going to be showing in the next video, you're going to have to literally have this software. Because every website, every website you visit in your browser, whatever browser it is, every game you play, every software you use has a host name. It not only does it have a host name, it has its own IP and stuff. And you would have to go in and find that host name, and you'd have to add it to this list, and you'd have to edit it just like this guy says to do. What I am proposing is, so you don't have to edit a secure file like this guy does, use software. Not only to enhance your internet, but also at the same time, you also block those pesky little IPs permanently, like hard block them. But you also got to be, detailed, and you got to literally take time. This is not something that once you start, you can just quit and think it's fully automated. No, this is not an automated system. This is 100% completely manual, just like the PC Security Channel, but in a much more depth, much more heavy block of the actual system. The whole idea behind this, like I said, is to protect that one girl that accused me of data mining her shit that I did not do. It is what it is with her. Could care less at this point. It doesn't really matter. She wanted to, she and her friends and my family wanted to make the outlandish accusations they did and run me off. And that's what they did. They ran me off. because they would not listen, and everything I said and did was wrong in their eyes. So, you know what? It's a thing of the past, and I'm a lot better now than I was. With that being said, though, I still wanted to find a way that it may be a manual process, it may be time consuming, it may take a lot of time and effort to pre-set up, but her and so many other people out there that want to keep their privacy private and off websites like People Finder or off websites that these companies use for background checks. You want your information data safe, you're going to have to treat your privacy like a job. I'm not going to lie to you. There is no automated system to make this automated. There's nothing you can do to make this automated. This is it. If you want to protect your privacy from data miners that are hidden on your computer with whatever software or game you play, you're gonna have to take the time, just like an actual job. Now that doesn't mean once you get it all pre-set up that you're playing your game. You use 3 monitor system like I do, or if you just use 1 monitor system and Alt Tab between your game and the simple wall. If you happen to see a random IP that had a connection that you didn't allow, you can go and fix it, and you can go add it to your list, and you can go and actually make sure that that's added to the block list. So once you get it set up, it's a lot easier to manage because you have more time to game or do whatever you want. But I'm not going to lie, the pre-setup is I'm sorry for this, a bitch. A pre-setup is a bitch because it is a very time-consuming process to pre-set up. It is a very, very, very much. This is not something that you can just do in an hour. This is literally something that if you don't know the software, if you never use the software, it's going to take you a minute to work through and learn the software to be able to do stuff quickly and efficiently, and literally use it for what you need. If you're a tech guy like I am, and you also care about your privacy, whether it be a tech computer company or not, this is something you could do probably quicker than they can. I'm not going to lie. Even with my computer technology and my adaptability and knowing technology, we're talking about me setting this up just today with just simple wall alone, just setting it up today in 5.5 hours because of how everything was integrated and how many IPs, remote hosts, local hosts I found in that 5.5 hours. Not gonna lie, that's a significant amount of time for one software. And it takes even probably about a couple hours to set up NetLimiter. For Portmaster, it only takes a few minutes because of the way I use Portmaster. But again, everything will be explained in the actual next video, much more detailed, much more explanatory. I hope that if this was informative for you and you're actually interested on how you can protect your privacy, because I want to protect my privacy from these data miners, and so I am doing what I need to help you out as well. I don't want somebody else to be accused of data mining somebody's crap like I was, which is the whole point of this entire video. If the video does not happen, the actual next video does not happen to be up and available as of yet, then at that point I will do what I can to make it fast. I can't control how the internet uploads. I can't control how the internet does things. It's just the way it is. And so, honestly, at the end of the day, internet's going to be the internet. Technology is going to be technology. It's going to be it's amazing for us, but at the end of the day, it's going to kill us because, governments around the globe literally have companies spy on your shit all the time. They have it spy on your shit all the time. And I have proved it that there are, in fact, so many IPs used in this process by these data miners that it's amazing, people. It's absolutely amazing. And it just, yeah. I hope you want, if you want to protect your privacy to the extreme by 9,000%, you just got to realize you're going to have to treat it like a job. You're not going to be able to do it just quick, lickety split. It's not going to be something that's automated. You're going to have to treat it like a job. If your privacy means that much to you, yeah, and you want to go to the extreme links that I'm going to do so because I don't want my data out there with those data miners. You know, it's going to take time. In the next video, I'll even show you how I get it removed as well. Like there is a website called optery.com, as well as my security software Aura that you see in the bottom right hand of my screen that you can actually use. Also, this QR code is officially updated. If you go to the website that this actually has, it has now got a table of contents. Each section has basically got its own section, its own page, starting page, and it's very much more clean. So if you have not viewed that link since the last time I've done so, this link here has been updated to look more professional because of my computer business startup. With that being said, though, hope to see you in my next video. Keep watch in the description of this video. As soon as the video is done and I'm happy with it, it may take a few tries, I will upload it to this description. I will upload it to this description specifically on purpose so you will know. Also, if you want to know when this video actually does go live without it being in the description, go ahead and hit that subscribe for my YouTube channel and you will get the notification for when this very extensive video for how I've done all this is actually done. Without further ado, as you can see, everything is blocked. Everything is blocked. And you're probably, for those gamers out there, you're probably, when are you going to show us that we can play online? Well, I'm about to. Grand Theft Auto 5, solo, online, play GTA, since I play invite only. It's just like a public session, but invite only. We're going to have to switch the screen. Boom. And there we go. We now have a fully online system that I literally have. Yes, my actual gamer name in Grand Theft Auto is Mod Menu Reporter because I like to go into the public servers and harass the mod menus while I stream or record and then send those recordings literally to Rockstar so they can see them. I've actually gotten plenty of people and accounts deleted and banned in this process. So as you can see, I'm literally online. In fact, because you didn't actually see me go through the process, we'll even go through it one more time for those gamers, because I did actually honestly forget to switch. So we'll leave the invite-only session that's online, go back to solo really quick. My solo male character. And then we'll go online, play GTA Online, invite-only sesh, just like public. And just like that, we are loading in, joining GTA Online. So as you can see, I've literally made it so even though all incoming traffic is blocked, and I went to extreme measures to block any outgoing traffic that's not necessary, as you can see, I'm still able to play my games. I'm still able to browse the internet. I'm still able to do the things I want to do with the security that my data is not being transmitted heavily anymore. I mean, yeah, there's a few rogue system. See, look at that. Look at all the waiting connections. That is every connection that in my filter list that is blocked, and they're waiting for connections because they want to connect. But because I got them blocked, they can't connect. That is how good my system does. There are a few things like, see, that one I'm going to have to do, that one I'm going to have to do. Even though it's in this list, I'll have to do some testing because I have found some IPs are allowed and others are not. There's one or two. There's usually, if an IP is in fact allowed or needed to run something, then I usually keep it on on what is called an allowed list, and I do that on purpose in case I accidentally block it. So if I accidentally block it, well, now it's actually allowed again. So I do that on purpose, just as a backup security precaution, just to make sure things are good. But as you can see, I still have work to do, and there's still connections that I have not blocked that I still gotta go through and literally block. We have, stuff from BC, we have stuff from, WWN, Amazon, CloudFront, Valve, and look at all these connections that Amazon was trying to make to my computer. With, as you can see, you can't now, but at least like 6 or 7 different IPs. That is how big this is, people. Amazon, Microsoft, Google have multiple IPs that they literally data mine your shit and literally send them to data miners all through the country, all through the world. So that girl that accused me of data mining her shit and getting her number, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. For the simple fact of, I've known it wasn't me, but her friends, her family, and my family wanted to accuse me of such a heinous act against my core character, and nothing I said, nothing I did was true. But this video, even though it is 50 minutes long and way longer than I expected, it should provide you enough evidence to show that I don't data mine shit. Now, in a way, I have data mined. In a way, I have data mined through all this for one simple fact. I have data mined IPs. I have data mined host names. I've data mined information to help combat data brokers, so my information is not out there on people finder search websites, for websites that companies use as background checks. This is what I do. I spend all my time and effort to help other people. I don't go out of my way to find a reason to be a problem. I go out of my way to try to help people. My entire computer business is literally based on the motto of helping people. And so this girl and all her friends, her family, my family, they clearly have no clue. They clearly have no clue. They would rather believe that I'm being obsessive, that I would go out of my way to mine her data and lie about it, that it's not online. And, for all I know, after I found this out, for all I know, she could have changed her number. But even that new number is literally out there. Even that new number is already out there on these public websites. Why? Because that's what data mining does. That is what Google does. That's what Amazon does. That's what Google does. I think I said that. Microsoft does. So, it doesn't really matter. Any website you use your phone number, any website you use your address, anything at all, that information is taken off your computer, as well as the company that you made the account with, and given to data brokers, so background checks can literally be done on you by companies. So you know what? I live literally on the grid without actually being on the grid, because I literally go to extreme measures to make sure my data is not out there. If you want to be exactly like me and treat this, protection of your data as, extremely as I do, then please hit that follow of the YouTube. I'll get that video made as soon as I can. I'm not going to lie, because I'm autistic. I like things to be a little bit particular, and if I don't like it or like the way a video is done, I will redo the video. Not just a section of it, the entire video. So it might be today, it could be the next few days, I don't know, but either which way, you can either subscribe and hit that YouTube YouTube subscribe button on this channel, or you can literally wait until I update the description of this particular video. Either which way, it will be done within the next 2 weeks. I got to make sure I get this done before my birthday on May 29th, and before my pre-recording of the radio show on May 30th. Honestly, it's not an actual radio show interview and stuff like that. It's just a pre-recording. So actually, the actual live venue will literally be probably January of 2025. But I'll have it scheduled. I will have more information on that. I'm going to share it everywhere. My book stuff, my computer business, my personal. When I know a date for when my radio show is that I'm going to be a part of, I will, and when it's going to be live, I will be sharing that information. I thought that was going to be the day after my birthday, but no, this is just a pre-recording setup to know what to expect when that does actually happen. And you're probably wondering why it's out there so late. It's because they have a lot going on, and they have so much on their plate every single day or week, and so they just have a lot going on, and so that's from what I was told, that's about the earliest they could get me in. When as an estimation when the actual live radio show will be. So somewhere in January 2025, maybe after, maybe before, I don't really know. I'll get you that information as soon as I know. Either which way, I gotta make sure that this, very extended video is completely and utterly done by that time, which is literally in 2 weeks. So, stay with me on that and just be patient. I'm not as quick and quick and easy to get things done in video wise. I got other things to do that I have going on, including finishing set up my computer business, to worry about getting a video done and uploaded as priority. I will get the video done and uploaded, but it's going to literally take time. And I may even do it in sections. And then link them together, but also upload more than one video. So I'll have one big ginormous video, but I will also have three or four separate videos to go with it. That way, if you need more detailed stuff without watching a big long video, you'll have it. Either which way, I got some planning to do on how I'm going to do this, and I will have it done in the next 2 weeks by my birthday of May 29th. With that being said, this is Curtis Herbold. Hamster's a PCU repair. Ciao.